Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Hello, badass manifestors. Welcome back to a solo episode. I'm so pumped for our time together today. I want to dive into all things releasing the energy of neediness in our lives. Oof, this has been a big one for me. And I'm going to share about that. I want to do a little life update, being almost 8 months postpartum. In my new life, I joined a mastermind I want to tell you about. I just want to talk. I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. So let's just dive right in. I hope that you've been doing well. I have been on a crazy workout kick lately. It's been feeling so good to be back in my body postpartum. I'm so grateful for my body in this era. And I'm really amazed at how the body responds to kindness. I mean, I've been trying to be as kind as I possibly can to my physical body and treating it so well and just so honored for the journey that we've been on together. And I feel like it's really been responsive. And I'm so grateful for just having the energy to move my body and all the good things. So that's been lighting me up lately. My whole goal for the summer is just to do fun workouts. Anything that sounds fun to me, I want to do. So if a bar class sounds fun with a friend, I'm going to do that. If a spin, this morning I took a boy band spin ride, and that was super fun. And I have a Peloton, but I can't do more than 20 minutes on there because I get bored. But when you're in a studio and it's dark and the music is so loud and you're just in your zone, it flies by and it's just so epic. So that's been my motto this summer, is just really do the things that light me up, and it doesn't really feel like work. And I feel like that's a great motto for life. I feel like that's also my life motto: do the things that light you up. And so that kind of brings me into this energy of neediness that I want to talk to you about today. But before I get there, I actually joined the CEO Mama Mastermind. It's hosted by Natalie Ellis. She's the founder of Boss Babe. And my friend, Catherine, you probably all know who she is, Manifestation Babe, Catherine Zinkina. She is the one who told me about the mastermind. She's like, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, yes, let's fucking do this. And I'm so grateful for that invitation, because it's literally everything that I needed in order to kind of, just ground into this new season of my life and this new identity. And so what was really crazy about the mastermind was that I was in the bathtub meditating, and I didn't even know about this mastermind yet. And this vision came to me, and this knowing came to me that was you're going to join a mastermind. And it just showed me in the room with people. And I'm like, okay. I hadn't had a business coach for a while, and I hadn't been called to any masterminds, but I left that bath meditation session thinking to myself, I'm going to start looking for a mastermind to join. And what specifically came through to me was, don't worry about the money, just invest. I was like, okay, I'm just going to invest. I'm going to do it. And literally, I'm not joking with you, the next day, Catherine texted me about the mastermind. And I was like, I'm in. It was just so easy and so effortless. And I was like, yes, this feels so right. And that's how it should feel when you make an investment in yourself. Yeah, sure, it can feel scary and edgy and all of that, but I just had this knowing that this was the thing for me. And I'm so glad that I followed that intuition, because it led me to connecting with some amazing women, amazing CEOs and mamas. And there is something to be said about that. There's something to be said about connecting with people who understand both realms, right? That the masculine and the feminine, the CEO and the mama, and it's just been life-changing. So there's different retreats that are involved in the mastermind, and the first retreat happened to be in Austin, Texas, which is a beautiful city, and it's also kind of full circle because it's where Catherine and I met for the first time when we went on a girls' trip. And it's just so interesting how everything has evolved from that very trip in Austin, because all of our lives changed in the best possible way since that time. And her and I have gone on to become moms. We were pregnant at the same time. We have this like synchronicity of motherhood and running businesses. And it's just really powerful to be with other powerhouse women in that same space of navigating motherhood and entrepreneurship, and also being of great service to the world. So I am so grateful for just all the women that I got to connect with. It was so hard to leave my child for the first time, but it was so impactful for me personally. I felt so much more connected to myself coming home from that experience. And in that experience, I learned so much. It was actually life-changing for all of us. And one of the themes that was coming through to me while I was there was the really purging the energy of neediness, needing things to be different than the way that they are. And I wanted to share this with you because I feel like this is such a common theme for so many people. And it has shown up for me in so many different ways, right? Like needing my child to sleep through the night, needing my business to grow faster, needing things to get done around the house, needing people to show up in a certain way for me and my blah, 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 right? I could go on, but I just didn't realize that my neediness level was really getting up there. And I really didn't notice it until I had the reflections of being in breath work and having woke soul sisters around me who can point out these subtle stuck vibrations, that I was able to really have a massive shift around this. Because neediness is not the vibe, but it has served me in a really powerful way. And it got me to the truth bomb that everything is all in motion, even when we feel like it's not. Especially when we feel like it's not. Even when we've been caught up in vibrations and energies that aren't the best, they are actually still serving us to get us to our desired state and destination. So I had to do a real assessment for myself and go and look at every single area of life, like the wheel of life. Whip that baby out. We teach it in KCA. It's a really great tool. It's just it's a tool to help you understand what area of your life you feel is out of alignment. And I specifically did it around neediness. So it's like, what areas of my life do I feel like I'm needing things to be different than the way that they are? Because the more energy that we have around being needy or needing things to change or be different, the more we're literally blocking the flow of the universe. So go back to basics and just Google the wheel of life and print it out or look at it and just jot down, your neediness level on a scale of 1 to 10. Looking at each little area of life, big area of life, and rating it on a scale of 1 to 10. How needy am I feeling in this area? And then asking yourself a follow-up question of, what is this costing me to feel this way? And what will it take for me to let it go? Because, oh my God, on the other side of letting it go, there is so much freedom. So here's an example for me personally. When it came to my baby sleeping through the night, I had so much pressure on him sleeping through the night. I was like needing him desperately to sleep through the night. Of course, I wanted to sleep too. So there's like that, which is understandable, right? I wanted to sleep through the night. But the energy that I had around him needing to sleep through the night was so intense that it was really, I think, blocking the whole vibe of it happening. And so I went back and forth in my mind. I have sleep training and not sleep training. Should I sleep train? Should I not? I couldn't imagine crying it out in the beginning. And then I got so desperate and sleep deprived that I was like, I'll do anything for him to sleep. And we did like 8 days of cry it out, and it didn't work. And it wasn't like full force cry it out, but it was inconsistent. And there was no self-soothing happening. And I know that there's a million different solutions, and I probably have looked into all of them. And it's not even like he was waking up, all night long, but once or twice a night was still a lot. I think up until like 5 months, my adrenaline was still pumping. And then after that, it's just like, oh, we need some freaking sleep. Again, need, right? So just be mindful of your language. I'm noticing it even right now. And the things that I say, like, I need this, I need that. Energy of neediness. When we're in the energy of neediness, we're in the energy of not having something, which it's all available to us. So what did I do? I had to allow myself to accept that he just doesn't sleep through the night yet. And what radical acceptance has done for me on this sleep journey has been life-changing. And he's getting closer and closer. We're getting closer and closer to it happening. And I know all of you listening that have sleep trained your babies that have been sleeping through the night since 3 months on, like I hear you, I see you, and I hear you. And that's just not our journey, right? And so for so long, I was needing it to be a different way when this is just the way that it is. And there's so much relief and power in accepting that this is just the way that it is right now. And can you be okay with that? And I think really getting flat with that and just accepting it, like I really feel like I'm in a really strong place of acceptance, and I'm sure I'll be tested around this again, but it feels so much lighter to carry, and I can come at it with way more grace and less neediness. So anytime he would cry in the night, I would get this energy of like, oh my God, like, are you serious? I can't believe this. Oh, this is so annoying. Da, da, da. Like, I would complain about it, and I would be so pissy about it when he's just a baby. He's just a baby. He hasn't even been out of the womb longer than he was in the womb, So through letting go of the neediness around his sleeping, I also have learned to massively trust myself, because I was doubting myself so much and going back and forth and not knowing what was the right path for us, to sleep train, to not sleep train. I would literally ask random moms on the street, hey, did you sleep train? Hey, did you sleep train? Da, da, da. When I had the answer all along. But I had to go through that whole journey, and I had to get to a deep level of acceptance, radical acceptance, to be able to really let go of how I need it to be and accept how it is. And when we get needy with the universe gets needy with us. When we get needy with the universe, we're creating resistance. And all suffering comes from resistance. That's what the Buddha said. And that feels so true to me. All suffering comes from resistance. Let that land. So the best way to get out of the way and back into the flow is radical acceptance of what is, which is totally easier said than done. But something that came through to me when I was in breathwork, I was releasing the energy of neediness in my business. Because when I was getting clear on what is in our way and my way from next level of growth and expansion in the business, it came down to the energetics of neediness and needing it to grow at a certain pace, and needing the revenue to be at a certain level, needing to get in front of more people. There were so many elements of neediness in my business that I was completely unaware of, right? Because there's a balance, and I learned this, like there's a balance between wanting and desiring for it to be a certain way, like visioning it to be a certain way and manifesting that, but then needing it to be a certain way. And those are the subtleties that we get to explore in our vibration, in our energy. And when I was in this breath work, what came through to me was, you're waiting for someone to set you free, and you get to set yourself free. And I don't really know what it was like specifically in response to, but those words in that moment that came through my mind that were given to me, they created massive release in my body. I cried and cried and cried. I was hysterical, and I just let it rip, because I knew it was just like a massive release that was happening, and it was a release around neediness, like needing it to needing it to happen a certain way. And it was just so powerful for me. And it's always the simplest downloads that are the most impactful. I don't know about you, but every single time I have a really profound download or shift that creates a release like that, it's like the simplest thing in the world. But at a cellular level, it is so healing and so meaningful. And so I wanted to share all this with you because I know that there's some of us out there listening right now who this is like really hitting home with. And there's some of you right now who might be like, I don't know if I'm tapped into neediness. And so now you're going to be even more aware of it, which is good. Because our vibration is it's like a dial that we get to tune. We get to tune ourselves to that really beautiful station of allowing. And that, my friends, is that neutral place, that place where we don't need anything. We know everything's possible, but it doesn't have to be any other way. We're happy right here. We can love ourselves right here. We can be in this moment and not have to change it to be any other way. I mean, how freaking cool is that we actually get to dial in our frequency? We are in charge of our frequency, nothing else outside of us. But that's the thing, is that we get so caught up in those external things and needs that we forget. And so let this be a reminder today. Let my lessons be your reminder to take back your vibrational control. Because I'll say it again, like I've said it in the past, we don't need situational control, we need vibrational control. And so we get to fine-tune, dial our frequencies to that really beautiful neutral place where all is available, right? That's where the quantum field opens up for us and we're like, anything is possible. And it's in that energy that anything is actually possible. So I want to leave that with you. And I would love to know what part of this resonates with you the most. I'm really, really grateful to everyone who has taken 5 seconds to just hit those 5 stars on the review for this podcast, to leave your thoughts if this has impacted you in any way. It takes such a quick moment of your time to do that. And it means the world to us, and it really helps the podcast grow and this message get out there, because how many people need to hear this message? And the last thing I want to remind you of before we sign off is that we have done an overhaul on the QCA content for this next cohort. So July 13th, we have kicked off the last cohort of 2023, which means everyone that's in QCA right now will be graduated before the end of the year, and they will be going into this new year with all the tools fully equipped to kickstart 2024, which is just crazy to think about, but it's the reality. Like, these people that are stepping in are like, I'm going into 2024 fucking ready. And we have overhauled the content so much. I'm so excited for this round of QCA, like really, really, really pumped. And I'm sharing this with you because there is still time to get in if you are interested in joining Quantum Coaching Academy and stepping into becoming a world-class coach, and or someone who just wants to be here for the personal development, because this program is life-changing. Absolutely a whole life transformational program. So if that's what you want out of it, we're here for you. If you want to step into becoming a coach, we're here for you. And I just want you to know that you still have time to apply and get in. We can take you up to 3 weeks after the kickoff call, because 3 weeks in is when you get your partners for coaching, where you are assigned someone that is going to be your coach and assign someone who you will coach throughout the program. So if this is calling to you and you want to apply, this is your absolute last call to get your application in for this cohort. If not, you're going to have to wait till January. Okay, so you're either going to graduate by January, ready to go into 2024, ready, or you're going to start your journey at the start of 2024 and graduate by May of 2024. So do a little visioning for yourself, see and feel into what is the path for you. And I will leave the link in the show notes for you to apply, or it's the link in my Instagram bio at thequantum.coach. Would love to see your application come through and get you into this round, because it's going to be life-changing. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fan. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.